Hello, you are with me, the voice of ability owner for persons with disability. United Nations statistics estimate that over 600 million people live with disability globally, and over 400 million people live with disability in Africa. 40% of Africa's population are made up of people living with disability. 10 to 15% of school-age children in Africa live with disability. Ghana's population is over 32 million, and 8% are people living with disability. How does this impact on persons with disability in terms of policy formulation, marriage and family life, education, healthcare, employment, and so on? For those of us in the disability community, discrimination and stigmatization is the root cause of almost every challenge we face. However, success only comes to those who know how to overcome their challenges and not those who know how to avoid challenges. So join me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, as I navigate my way through the riveting stories, the unbelievable experiences, and the life-transforming journeys of persons with disability on the Helping Hand TV show. Hello and welcome to another exciting and inspirational edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. Like I say, you're welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited, FCC, Fire City Chapel, my proud sponsors, and special thanks to you for tuning in to your favorite show on TV, the Helping Hand TV show. This is a very special edition. We are continuing our series on assessing the state of disability issues. I'm going to go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to introduce my in-house guest and then our special guest for today's edition. It's a Helping Hand TV show. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. And today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend. Others call her the sweet companion, and others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable, and she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samina Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners,
Nature's finest touch.
Definitely, in order to keep developing and to develop right, we need to keep assessing. We need to take stock. We need to find out whether we are doing well. We need to know where we are going wrong, where we are going right, things to improve, things to avoid. It is assessing the state of disability issues. That is what we are looking at on the Helping Hand TV show. And I have my very, very good friend with me, Mr. Philip Tete, the PR of the H4P Organization. Thank you so much, Philip, for your time.
Thank you so much, Bishop, and you're always welcome.
Thank you so much. I am excited about this series because then it shows that we are serious about moving forward in the disability community. It shows that we are targeting the pitfalls and then noticing the things that we are doing right so that we can improve it. And like we say, we are going to get there, right?
We are going to get there, definitely.
So I'm going to introduce our guest. Again, thank you for the time. For today, our chat is going to be with the Greater Accra Regional Vice President for Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations, GFD. So we are looking at the Greater Accra Regional Vice President for GFD. His name is Charles J.C. Bentum. My namesake, Charles. I'm sure we are going to have an interesting time. So let me first of all start by asking you, since you are with H4P and you are doing so much to help the economic conditions of persons with disability, talk to us about some of the things H4P is doing to help persons with disability.
Thank you very much, Bishop. And the whole of Ghana, we say thank you for the great work you are doing with the Helping Hand television show and other amazing projects you spearhead in the H4P organization. I mean, you are a great treasure to Ghana. You are a great blessing to our world. God richly bless you. Bishop, we have a special project in H4P we call the community project, the H4P community project. And this particular project is tailored towards persons with disability to help them economically. Through this project, we empower persons with disability either through educational services, as in we enroll the person into a special education school so that the person can be helped academically to come out successfully. There are some people, we set them up in business because they have the skill set.
I think it's important to also notice that with the people that H4P helps through the education, we have people in primary schools, we have people in the secondary schools, we have people in the tertiary institutions, the universities, the polytechnics.
Yes, Bishop, and we are spreading our wings as much as possible, every help that we can give. We don't just talk, we like to work it so that when we are urging those who are responsible to do these things, we have the confidence to do that. And Bishop, there are people too who come from various religious backgrounds that we don't do this discriminating against people that, okay, we don't share the same religious values with you, so you don't qualify to be part of this. We have a Muslim friend that every month receives stipends from the H4P organization, and I always receive messages from him. He says that, tell Bishop that God bless you. He says that may Allah bless Bishop for taking care of me.
Amen.
He's always sending messages that, and I know he never misses Helping Hand TV show. If you go online, you see him commenting, and you know, it is said that he who meets your needs rules your deeds. But H4P does this without ruling anybody's deeds. Like, we do this without anything attached to it. We do it wholeheartedly because we believe that if we create a common field, you create equal opportunities for persons with disability, they will be able to bring out the best in them. So that is all we are doing to help the humanitarian cause for persons with disability.
Amazing. And God bless H4P for all the very many things you are doing to support the disability community. Well, the Helping Hand team caught up with the Greater Accra Regional Vice President for Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations, Mr. Charles J.C. Bentum. And my first question to him had to do with the current economic state of the members in the Greater Accra region.
It's a very, very, very big issue when it comes to economic states in Greater Accra. When it comes to employment, true employment that will also enhance your economic stability. Employment one is a big issue for persons with disability, such as the the National Association of Persons with Associate of the Deaf. The hearing impaired people, they find it difficult to get job, both males and females. Others are graduates, but because of communication issue through sign language interpretation, they have a barrier in employment, and it's also giving them big issues, or it's giving them difficulties in stabilizing their economy, especially staying in Accra. When it comes to the physically challenged, those who use wheelchairs, those who use crutches, because of mobility issues, they find it very difficult to get a job in Accra due to climbs, stairs, climbing, and then ramps that is not available. To get elevator to also climb to the highest of any office so that they can get employment is also a big issue. So you have big issue concerning transports, concerning stairs or accessibility. And these are some of the challenges we face through, and it's also giving us difficulties to get employment. When it comes to transport, we've been paying a lot whenever we are moving out to do one or two things or do our runs or to go to work or to go to church or any other places you feel like to go and then find your comfort in the society or as a citizen. You find problem in transport because you have to take dropping to go in and out, and which is a huge cost on us, which is also draining our economical status. Sometimes we paid for a certain job, but because of transport, you can't even afford it because you have to be taking transport, dropping in and out. We have big issue with dropping to the driver. Sometimes when they even see a person who uses wheelchair or crutches, they don't even pick you at all. You'll be staying there for a long time before you can get somebody who can sympathize with you and then pick you. And the cost will sometimes also very high because they've seen that you are in need of help, and then they have to charge you high, which mostly affect our pockets and give us a lot of burden through economical challenges.
We'll be right back.
Success is a product of hard and wise work. Here's 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 60-second success with the Bishop, where I give you success nuggets for a successful life. What you do daily is a prediction of what you become eventually. So to be successful, you must strive to do well in everything at every time. What you do once a while is never worth the while. So don't wait for too long to do something right. You must realize that what is not tested cannot be trusted. The best way to test something is to practice daily. Remember that if you will succeed eventually, it will be because you are succeeding in putting in the effort daily. If you decide to make each day fruitful, then your year will be fruitful. If you do things daily to make your day assured that your year will be good. It has taken 60 seconds for me to give you the success tip, but it will take more than 60 seconds for you to put it to work in your life. So start your journey to success now.
Kindly extend H4P to Kenya. Your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen.
At H4P, we are proudly Ghanaian. Proudly
Yes.
Ghanaian.
Yes.
And I borrow from Kwame Nkrumah, our founder, when he says that the independence of Ghana is meaningless except it is connected, it's tied to the doing what we can do in Ghana, but we to build a disability community that has dignity to disability, to bring hope to those who are hopeless. So all those who contribute to H4P through our mobile money system, thank you so much for helping us do this job. God richly bless you. If you are not yet part of those who help H4P through the mobile money system, I think it's time for you to decide to be a help to the Helping Hand TV show.
You can also support H4P in bringing dignity to disability. Give today via our MTN mobile money on +233 596 313 338. The name is H4P. You can also send your donations via bank transfer. Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Rich Towers Branch, Accra, Ghana. Account name is H4P Helping Hand Project Fund. The account number is 20-900-308-70805. You can also visit our website, H4POrganization.org, for more information. Thank you, and God richly bless you. H4P, bringing dignity to disability. H4P, perfection is our passion.
Welcome back.
So here we have it. Philip, according to Mr. Bentum, something that stood out for me in his submission, he talks about employment and the fact that employment is difficult for the deaf, even for those who are graduates, and the reason is because of the communication barriers.
And it's quite sad that I struggle to go through the school system. Already the barriers I'm going to be confronted with and the fortitude of spirit to go through and surmount every one of these barriers, get my certificate, only to meet another huge barrier when it comes to employment. The whole reason why I set out to educate a certificate, what professional jobs can we create for them, and the importance of bringing in sign language interpreters in the various sectors of our economy, whether in the health sector, in the business establishments we have, so that persons with hearing impairment would stop being, sidelined. They would stop being discriminated against.
I think this is very important because then with a deaf person, the help or the aid must be with him throughout. And when he gets the employment, um, and the people there don't understand sign language, the aid for the deaf person must be with him there at work all day, and that is so important. And I think it's sad, like you are saying, that somebody who is deaf will be disadvantaged and will not be given employment even though they qualify because of the communication barrier.
You see, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think that if stakeholders can consider this, if the aids, if we can get special aids for persons with disability, persons with hearing impairment, creating that environment for them. I've gone through, is it law school, I have accounting qualification or whatever qualification I may have gone through school for. Can I get somebody, a sign language interpreter that is affiliated to me, somebody that will be with me, so that in discharging my duties, I wouldn't have that boundary or that barrier? But if we can get sign language interpreters for our people, so that they can be with them, they can stand with them, they can work with them, and possibly if government can possibly absorb their salaries, create a system for them that these people will feel comfortable, as in the sign language interpreters themselves. They won't also feel used or abused, but they are also gainfully employed, either by the institution or by government, so that persons with hearing impairment can feel free. Bishop, I don't think it's pleasant. I'm trying to feel for them that, assuming I am in that position now and I'm supposed to be at a place to communicate, and the one that can help me articulate what is on my mind to my audience or to whoever I'm talking to is absent, I'll be stranded, I'll be frustrated.
And I think the issue becomes more serious when we are considering the issue of somebody who is deaf, because the aid almost has to be with the person 24 hours.
Exactly.
As far as the person is working, as far as the person, imagine the person has to leave the office and go and do some duty somewhere, the aid must be there. Every time the aid has to be there, and that is another person's life.
Yeah.
So like the person commits himself to this person who is deaf, and there has to be the financial reward, something to make the person feel okay doing that. And it's a very serious thing to consider, right?
Yeah, so that's why Bishop was saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So as a leadership of the nation, if we have structures in place, they can be a long-term goal we have, but something we put in place to ensure that, okay, we have this community with us. What do we do to improve their lives? If we don't give attention to this, every time we'll be having question marks, several questions that are unanswered. Sometimes there is this shallow understanding when it comes to the disability community. People describe them as persons who are physically challenged. So it gives a certain impression, the kind of mindset of the group of the disability community they are focusing on. But there are various categories of persons with disability, and what works for those who are physically challenged will not necessarily work for those who are visually impaired, and it will definitely not necessarily work for those who have hearing impairment, those with cerebral palsy, those with autoimmune disease, and all that. So we have to administer solution to the respective disability organizations we have.
I think it's very important, the point you make, that we don't lump all disabilities into one group, because there are various different disability organizations. He mentions something about accessibility also being one of the barriers that is causing unemployment for those who are physically challenged. Let me tie it in with an interesting thing he talked about with respect to transportation. He was really talking about how persons with disability struggle to have transportation. So you might have the job opportunity, but how to transport yourself becomes a problem. And he cites various examples. And these are things we need to really look at, critically assess, right?
Yes, Bishop, again, we would appeal to the NCCE, we appeal to the media to start inculcating issues on disability in their programs and in their whatever they do, so that the awareness, the consciousness would be created, and it would go a long way to help the disability community, because they can't fight this battle alone. I remember joining a public transport, a taxi actually, and we got to a junction where this gentleman with cerebral palsy was stopping the taxi to join. There's somebody who is well dressed, he has his own money to pay for the fare, and the driver didn't want to stop because he felt like he saw the movement, because of his condition, having cerebral palsy, his movement, and it perfectly interprets something that this driver knows, because we've been told that these are children from the water, these are snakes, and all that, this superstitious, and this driver wouldn't want to associate with this, like, I don't want to be associated with. I had to take the time to educate the driver that this man is not crazy, this man doesn't have a problem. This man is not sick. It is a condition, it is a situation that happened possibly during birth that has caused him to be in this shape. It's just an aspect of his mind that got fractured in one way or the other, and it has resulted in this. But this person is complete. Don't discriminate against him. Bishop, those who are wearing calipers, sometimes to sit, they have to do adjustments to allow them to move, and the front seats would make them comfortable. It will be easier for them to also feel free in the vehicle, and sometimes even the sitting position. You sit in a vehicle and you may be uncomfortable from the place you boarded the vehicle until you got down. So by the experiences, they've realized that if they get opportunity to occupy the front seat, and sometimes they're not even asking for the 2 seats in front, just one is okay for them. It makes it comfortable for them to enjoy the journey. And I think as a society, if we have the understanding, we would create that enabling environment for them. And I won't be heading towards work, but I will get tired before I get to the workplace. Obviously, when I get to the workplace, I won't be productive. I would be tired, and it will be as if what we predicted about persons with disability is true.
This issue about transportation challenges and all that for persons with disability is quite extensive. It's quite broad. I don't know if Ghana is there yet, but do you think it is possible, like we do at our supermarkets, our malls, we allocate particular parking spaces for persons with disability? Can that be employed in a public transport system, that particular seats are allocated for persons with disability, so that that gives that kind of preferential treatment, that kind of conducive environment um, to persons with disability? Is it possible in Ghana?
Bishop, it's possible, and we believe that everything is possible. The thing that would make it happen is the willingness to work it. Because when you started the example about the parking lot, there's even been instances where there's a parking lot, they've given the description, they've put the image of, an image that suggests that this is for persons with disability. And an able person comes to park there because he's not getting any parking space, and comes to park there, and when the person is approached, the person would insult and do all that and all that. And I think that the education level is important, because if you create this system, let's educate society about it. Because if you create it and you have the knowledge with you, you have created the structure, you have created the setup, and you've not educated people about it, then those who even man the parking lot will have society fighting them, because they don't understand why there should be a parking space and you won't allow me to park. And Bishop, there are some buses that we've seen, some have even come into the country before. There were some years ago, we had these buses that they were spacious enough, and you can see that it was designed to host or accommodate persons who use wheelchairs, so that it can easily carry persons who use wheelchairs, so that when they are boarding these buses, they wouldn't have to fold their wheelchairs, but they can join the bus and they would sit in their wheelchair comfortably. When they get to their destination, they can alight comfortably. But I don't know what happened. These buses just disappeared from the system. I think that government can introduce these buses into the system so that it makes life easy for persons with disability. I can join the normal commercial bus at the lower fee to a destination. The person in a wheelchair has to join a taxi and the fee is relatively higher. Has to join an Uber, he has to board this vehicle high or rent this taxi and pay more, but I can join it in pieces and walk and possibly even arrive earlier than this person. So I mean, the system has to be made, it has to be a holistic approach. I must say that don't just create a parking lot. The buses that they would join is important, because it's not every person with disability that has his own private car. This can be possible if leadership sets our mind that we are going to make it happen and we commit to the process in making it happen.
Well, so we are still talking to the Greater Accra Regional Vice President for Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations, Mr. Charles J.C. Bentum. And I went ahead to ask him what he thinks are the most pressing needs of persons with disability, especially with the focus of the elected government, so that when a government is elected, what should be the focus of that elected government when it comes to persons with disability?
Recently, these parties, all of them are aiming at helping persons with disability to have free tertiary education, which is a very nice agenda or a policy they wanted to implement. Persons with disability are very, very intellectuals. We are fast. We are capable of learning. When you talk about disability, it's not only about the membrane that has been defaulted. We have the membrane to learn. We have the membrane to work. So if we empower us through educational level, we are being empowered to also exhibit our talent. You also contribute to the government quota or government policy. So education is a key. Since it will be free for tertiary for PWDs, I'm very, very agreed. Within 2025, I'll be very happy for them to implement that policy. And moreover, to give us a quota for every institutional employment at the government sector. And then when it comes to transport issues, at least government can also collect the data to know number of people at the in Ghana. When it comes to person with disability, we are huge. We also form part of the threats. When person with disability are not getting what they want, it's a social threat to the nation. So let's see to it that when it comes to transport, policies of easier transport and road accessibility are very easy for us. And move over to employment and then education. And when it's come to health issue too, it's also a main concern. This time round, when you even buy a one wheelchair, it's almost 500, 600 cities. What about if the person is in a wheelchair and the person is also not working? How will the person survive? It's a big challenge. If somebody is visually impaired and the person don't even have money to buy white cane to move or to go out, and more of that, there's more challenges to cross the road. I mean, how can a person survive in the community? So we are planning that another challenge can also look at it is also on our transport issue, both on the road and then the bills or the cost of transports. They should also take notice about that. I quite remember some years back when you are a person with disability and you are holding organizational member card and you are boarding the transport buses like STC and then the other public VIP and other stuff, we are holding the card, you will not collect a T from you. So if new government can also implement that they can give us a card, that indicates that you are a person with disability and you are taking the public buses or, across board, other private car or church and other stuff, and you're having a card like that, there should be a system. We are in digitized Ghana or we are in technology as advanced. New government should do something that will cost less of our transport issue for person with disability. Because it trains us a lot when we're even taking a dropping. It's quite huge. And moreover, to really find it a problem when we're even taking the car. It's a huge problem. So I'm pleading that the new government should consider those fields. And I think our living will be a bit easier for us to form the inclusive Ghana that we want.
We'll be right back.
Is the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for being a faithful God. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me, and all my days have been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh, all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire and darkest night. You were close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a brother. And I have lived in the goodness of my God. All my life you have been faithful. Yes, you've been. All my life you have been more than good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your goodness is running after me. Yeah. Your favor is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. Yeah. All my life you have been faithful. Yeah, yeah. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness and the mercy of my God. I will sing of the goodness of my God.
Welcome back.
Philip, again, I think a couple of things stand out for me. Mr. Bentum talks about the elected government should focus on tertiary education for persons with disability, which I agree with. The one I want you to comment on is the issue of giving a quota for employment when it comes to government institutions.
Yes, Bishop, because if government is going to give special tax rebates to private institutions that would employ persons with disability, then we should also live by example, create a forum or create that platform so that persons with disability can be employed. And if we're looking at all the government institutions across the country employing a number of persons with disability, we have,
So talking about the ministries, right?
talking about the ministries, we are going to drastically reduce the number of unemployment among the disability community, and it is going to go a long way to help their state of living, their economic standards, and their plight and their cries as they go through the years. Because if my expenditure is way up there and I don't have something coming in to sort it out, then, like one of your guests said in one of the interviews, they'll end up resorting to being on the streets to beg, which is a no-no for us. So government can make this happen. We can create various opportunities at the various ministries for persons with disability to function, and at the end of the day, they can receive some amount of payment. And we are not saying that they should give us menial jobs. There are things that we can do to contribute meaningfully towards the progress and development in the various ministries, because we don't want them to pretend like they are doing what we have said by employing persons with disabilities. Then when we get to the ministries, the kind of work that has been given them is nothing to be desired of or nothing to write home about, but work that has dignity.
So sorry to cut you, but let me ask your mind on this. He mentions something. I think my understanding of it was like to create like a boarding pass for persons with disability, so that when they have it, they can board public transport at a subsidized rate or something. And I thought that was a very brilliant idea.
It's very brilliant. And Bishop, if a leader or leadership is able to adopt this, the government in power is able to adopt this, like you create a certain positive energy around the people you are doing it for. So that when the disability community sits and they are discussing government, it is with a positive energy. When they hear the government say things they want to do, again, let me borrow the word, they won't say that government is pretending to be thinking about us. But to come up with an idea like this, it speaks volumes. It speaks to the effect that the person who came out with this idea is thinking about me. The person has thought through and is seeing the suffering or the challenges I'm going through and is finding a way to curb things so that he will create an equal platform for me, so that I wouldn't have to spend so much at the end of the day, and I will use all my money on transportation when I want to make something meaningful out of my life. So I think it's a step in the right direction, and if government can absorb some of these, expenditure on behalf of persons with disability, I think they deserve it. They deserve it.
I believe they deserve it. I agree with you. Thank you so much, Philip. This is all the time would allow us. Well, let me say special thanks to Mr. Charles J.C. Bentum, the Greater Accra Regional Vice President for the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations, for helping us assess the state of disability issues. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip Tete, for your time to help in this thing. We will definitely have to do this again. Special thanks to FCC, Fasty Chapel, my proud sponsors, and DV Unlimited Company Limited, my proud sponsor. Thank you so much to all those that contribute to H4P through the mobile money system. God richly bless you. If you are not part of those who are contributing to H4P yet, please prayerfully do so, and then help us lend a helping hand to the disability community. God richly bless you. Well, this is where we draw the curtains on this interesting, exciting edition. We are assessing the state of disability issues in Ghana. I'll come your way again, same time next week. Until then, remember, disability is not inability. Take good care of yourselves, and God richly bless you. Bye for now.
And I also welcome Bishop Dr. Charles to Kenya as well. Kindly extend H4P to Kenya. Your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen. Thank you so much. May God bless you. May God bless H4P. Thank you.
I know at H4P we are proudly Ghanaian. Proudly
Yes.
Ghanaian.
Yes.
And I borrow from Kwame Nkrumah, our founder, when he says that the independence of Ghana is meaningless except it is connected, it's tied to the independence of other African nations. So we cannot stay only in Ghana as H4P, doing what we can do in Ghana, but we spread our tentacles to the rest of Africa and even outside Africa, because we believe that to build a disability community that has dignity, it has to go all over, right?
Definitely.
So this is why we do this show, to bring dignity to disability, to bring hope to those who are hopeless. So all those who contribute to H4P through our mobile money system, thank you so much for helping us do this job. God richly bless you. If you are not yet part of those who help H4P through the mobile money system, I think it's time for you to decide to be a help to the Helping Hand TV show.
You can also support H4P in bringing dignity to disability. Give today via our MTN mobile money on +233 596 313 338. The name is H4P. You can also send your donations via bank transfer. Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Rich Towers Branch, Accra, Ghana. Account name is H4P Helping Hand Project Fund. The account number is 20900 308 70805. You can also visit our website H4P Organization.org for more information. Thank you, and God richly bless you. H4P, bringing dignity to disability. H4P, perfection is our passion.
No.